From the north, south, east, west, NEWS, here's the latest news.
From around the world and up the street, it is Tidbit News for today.
It is Tidbit News for today.
Let me bring you up to date on a couple of things here that we've been talking about earlier this morning.
Okay.
Had a nice conversation with Miss Betty Hopkins. Miss Betty, this is in respect to our archive item about Man on the Street.
Right.
She says she has twin brothers who were born in 1947.
Okay.
And they were named after the twins, Noel and Lowell Pass.
What?
1947, and named them the young Simmons twins.
Isn't that cool?
But in 1947, they got the name Lowell and Noel from Man on the Street.
Now, do you think that she would want to go with me and do a Man on the Street segment?
Who, Betty?
Yes.
Yeah, she's a sharp gal.
There we go.
She'd go with you.
Betty, give me a call. We'll set that up.
And the other tidbit story they had here had Miss Gertrude Taylor call up here to tell me that her son was interviewed on Man on the Street.
See, I just think, I know some of the people in Glasgow, and of course I've seen a lot of them, and I've often wondered, what is going on, in that person's mind.
Well, and this is what
we could air it live.
This is what Miss Taylor said. Her son, Gary Taylor, was on the show, was interviewed as Man on the Street, and the man on the street, whether it was Lowell or Noel, asked Gary Taylor, said, "Hey, what would you do if you had $1 million?" And he said, "Well, first of all, I would tithe, and then I would build a new house for my family."
There you go.
And Miss Taylor said she was so proud of Gary, for getting on there, and the young fella saying, "Well, first thing we're doing is going to tithe."
Yeah, see, my answer would not be that nice.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm just talking about Miss Taylor right here, who was
Right.
proud of her son. I can't speak for what you would do.
Right. I would act like a fool, Henry.
Okay, all right.
I would do anything I wanted to because I had $1 million.
Okay. There's a song about that, you know.
Sing it to me.
If I had $1 million.
I'd do whatever I wanted.
All right, here's a couple of stories right here we need to share on the Tidbit News. Now that we've gotten
Okay.
out, we do like sharing the tidbits from the archive. That's fun too.
Definitely.
That's really. Anyway, this is a story about, and I'm going to not paraphrase. I'm going to jump around here. It's a pretty long story,
Okay.
but it's about transitioning to adulthood. It's not new, but there is now, get this, Angela, a new way to describe it. It's called adulting.
Adulting?
Yep. Do you get your car's oil changed? That's adulting. You cook dinner instead of ordering takeout? That's adulting. There's a new school in Maine. It's called the Adulting School, dedicated to teaching skills like these to fledgling adults so they can become successful grown-ups. You know how somebody looks at you and says, "You need to grow up."
So they're basically having a school for kids that need to be raised. Or for fledgling adults.
Fledgling adults, that's right. Co-founder Rachel Weinstein got the idea for the adulting school from her work as a psychotherapist. She noticed a lot of her clients struggle with transition to adulthood, like paying bills on time or choosing a career.
Well, I mean, I guess so, going from mom and daddy's where everything's handled. What do you mean you're going to cut my lights off if I don't...
Adrienne Abramowitz, who is 25 years old, watched a demonstration on proper folding of a fitted sheet.
Yeah, no, I cannot do that. Like, I've already given up on ever trying to do that.
And then her friend Emily Rice coached her. And let's see, there's other things going on. She says that when you see 10 people feeling like they're the only one, they're struggling with the same thing, you think, let's get these people together. And this is an interesting fact right here, and then I'll shut up on this story at least. For the first time in 130 years, more adults live with parents than with partners.
I guarantee it.
So anyway, it's adulting. That's what you need to do, is you need to go to adulting school.
I'm going to kick mine out of the nest. Sink or swim, Betty. Love you.
Right. That's right.
Sink or swim.
All right, story number 2. This is not an adulting story, but could be. There's a guy named Connor Cox. He is Connor Cox's mom is an expert at getting revenge.
Ooh, I like her.
Connor Cox is a freshman at Westminster College in New Wilmington, Pennsylvania. He thought he was opening up his usual care package from his mom, but what he got inside instead was trash. Quote, I got 2 boxes and I opened one and it had food in it, and I realized there wasn't food in the other one. It was a bunch of trash, tissues, and soda cans.
I love it.
He's from Maryland. He called his mom, Terry. He said, what's going on with a box of trash? And she said, did you send me the wrong package? Why did you send me this? Cox said. And his mom said this, no, that's the trash you were supposed to take out before you left home.
It's like when Zach was a kid, he wanted some most tall black Nike socks for his birthday. Worried me to death about him, to the point where I got some old faded out, broke down black tube socks. And some white out and put a little Nike swoosh on them. Told Zach they were the brand new Nike HM for homemade.
What a special tale that had to it, you know.
Gave it to him in front of all his friends at his party.
Well, you know, he wasn't embarrassed.
I said, Zach, you can have everything Nike. It's HM. I got a whole bottle of white out. Yeah. Poor kid.
And finally, see if you think this is a good story.
Okay.
A University of Central Florida student took an academic approach to responding to his ex-girlfriend's 4-page apology letter. What he did was he graded it and returned it to the ex-girlfriend.
First of all, you don't ever admit to 4 pages. What?
This guy's name is Nick Lutz. He posted his letter to Twitter that he got from his ex-girlfriend Elizabeth. Lutz used a red pen to mark up the girl's letter like a teacher would.
I love it.
Including critiques of the letter's handwriting, grammar, and structure, as well as questioning the honesty of the content and the presence of useless fillers.
He gets the mic drop award for the day.
He gave his ex-girlfriend a 61, a D-.
She can't even argue with that.
On how bad her apology letter was.
Oh.
See, I just figured you'd be all over taking the side of the girl, but nope.
No, because
CBS News, I'm Frank Sedapani. Government officials still have a lot of details to work out, but immigrants living here illegally believe new rules will lead to mass deportations. In San Antonio, Diego Mancha is protected from deportation.